Hey, so I just found this singer. Her name is Mafra, M-A-P-H-R-A. She's been singing a bunch of cover songs, and she's been getting a lot of attention. And I heard a clip of her voice, and I think that she sounds very unique. A lot of people have been responding to her videos and reacting and, giving analysis. So I see there's a new cover here. She's been doing a lot of cover songs, and this one is from Bring Me the Horizon, Doomed. Let's get into it.
Cut off my wings and come lock me up. Just pull the plug, yeah, I've had enough. Tear me to pieces, sell me for parts. You're all vampires, so here, you can have my heart. You can have my heart. You can have my heart.
Okay, I already like the tone right now. It really it fits right in with what's been happening lately in modern metal music. I think it really started with Sleep Token, where a lot of this like pop influence and this kind of, I don't know how to describe it, indie style vocal. It's a little bit more covered. It's not like this super high sounding. You know what? Don't listen to me. I'm just a guy who does songs in different styles, and I just think it sounds cool. How about that? She's got a cool tone. It reminds me of something that sounds like it's in, it's from this time. It doesn't sound like it's from, like she's trying to be something from the 90s. But I don't know, is that an intelligent, expert level analysis? No, it's not. Take it with the grain of salt, my friends. Let's keep listening.
Walls of hero, a room of ghosts. No hand of movement, no sign of pulse. Only an echo, just scanning bone. They kick the chair, but we uptie the room. You can have my heart.
You know what it is? It's this very open, warm tone, but I'm thinking about Sleep Token, because it's kind of very similar in the way that there's like this open, yawning sound, low larynx position, and it creates this kind of like darker, warmer, almost deeper sound, but also is very smooth. And, that's the kind of pop element that I'm talking about.
You can have my heart.
Nice falsetto.
So come rain on my parade, 'cause I wanna feel it. Come shove me over the edge, 'cause my head is in overdrive. I'm sorry, but it's too late, and it's not worth saving. So come rain on my parade.
See, now that I will say is the most unique sound that I've heard this whole video so far, is what her rasp sounds like. Her scream sing sounds like. That is not something that is very common sounding. I can't say I've heard a voice like that before. Like, I can picture another singer singing that same line in their rasp, but she's doing it in her rasp. It sounds very raw to me. And the other thing is the vocal style is very a lot of like vowels like going on there. There's a lot of over pronunciation of certain vowels. She kind of reminds me a little bit of like if Bjork went metal at times, not the whole time. It gives me that vibe, which is really cool. Hey, it's the year 2026. We're in a time of experimentation, so we'll see a lot more of this, I'm sure.
You must have made some kind of mistake. I asked for death, but instead I'm awake. The devil told me no room for cheats. I thought I'd sold my soul, but he kept the receipt. You can have my heart.
That's cool. That you can tell is like she's flipping from like a falsetto into just a really good chest voice. That's her chest voice. That doesn't sound like a mix to me. This is what she's shouting in right now. So that's like if I were to go, it's out of battle, it's out of low. That's like if I were to sing like more like in that range, because that's my chest shout. So if I'm doing it lower, It's a lot of like growling almost. I hear some growls in there. It's a dirtier kind of like scream sing. Like I said before, it sounds more raw. These days you hear everyone scream super clean. You know, it's very like everything is overproduced. There's a lot of people overproducing their singing, and it's like a lot of the times when you hear screams or scream singing, it's like you hear like a pitch perfect, clean but slightly dirty thing. Whereas hers sounds like there's a little bit more emotion. It almost sounds like a lack of technique. I'm not convinced that she's singing unsafely. I think she has a good technique, but there's just a little bit more rawness coming through.
It's getting darker, but I'll carry on. The sun will shine bright, it never did.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Dad! You know, it's really harsh, but it sounds really controlled. She's got a great voice.
The sun will shine bright, it never did. And when it rains, it fucking pours, but I think I like it. And you know that I'm in love with the mess. I think I like it. So come rain on my parade.
That was cool because she's like using a lot of her voice. That was a mixed voice right there. I would expect that to go more into a scream, but she took that to a different place that I didn't expect. It's more full voice, more of like a brighter note at the top there, even though there was some of her scream that was kind of seeping in intermittently throughout that whole phrase, which was really interesting.
I think I like it.
That little scream kind of came in between those two notes.
So come rain
Cool.
on my parade, 'cause I wanna feel it. Come shove me over the edge.
Nice.
'Cause my head is in overdrive. I'm sorry, but it's too late. And it's not worth saving. So come rain on my parade. I think we're doomed. I think we're doomed. Now there's no way back.
You know what I think? I mean, I'm sure she's already doing this, working on original music and developing original music because she already has a sound. I actually have never heard Doomed by Bring Me the Horizon. You know, so this is my first introduction to the song. And I know that we all make cover songs to get in front of new eyes, people that are familiar with certain songs. But, you know, for me, this could have just as well been an original. And I think she should do original music in a similar style and just start putting it out there because her voice obviously is turning heads. You don't see that too often these days. You know, cover songs used to be a thing. You'd put some cover songs on YouTube and you'd be able to hit the algorithm and go viral. It happened on my channel. But these days you don't really see too much of that. And I think you have to really stand out to do it. And she just has a really good, solid presentation. She's got the same kind of video set up. She's doing the live vocal run through and she's doing the same kind of video over. And the real selling point is her voice. Really unique voice.
So come rain on my parade. I think we're doomed. I think we're doomed. Now there's no way back.
I like that too. That was a good clean end right there. The cool thing about her voice is that there's just all these little parts of her voice that peek in and out throughout the performance. And it's not very two-dimensional. Like there's a good mix of stuff going on that makes it interesting. And you can tell it's a lot of that is just automatic. It's just part of the performance. And I think that a lot of people these days are getting sick of things sounding so AI. You know what I mean? You know how like when you hear an AI singer and it's very like, it's like so perfect and expected. Well, that's what a lot of digital music has become through the years, even before AI. Very, very expected, very overproduced. And I've had this tendency too in the past, would just kind of do one vocal take after the next and one comp after the next and fixing the vocals so that you basically take out all the imperfections, all the stuff that make whatever you do special. And I can tell there's not a lot of that going on here. I can't speak for the process. We're not all there to see if any of this was pre-recorded, but you know, if it was, it wouldn't really make a difference. I think it still sounds great. It sounds like one vocal take regardless. Really cool. I like this. I love to hear just a scream, you know? Actually, you know what? I think it's great that her voice is represented the way it is with no, like, you know, big, like, scream or something. Maybe she does scream, but she doesn't really need to. She's got her own vibe. You know, that's the thing, like, and I've noticed in the past few years with all deathcore coming back, and it's been very popular for people to just make animal noise sounds, you know, like Will Ramos type singing and Courtney LaPlante and Alex Terrible. A lot of these different types of guttural sounds and screams. And, you know, what ends up happening is that everyone in that genre, they start sounding very similar. So when you have a voice like this within that genre, it makes you stand out. This is more of like a growl, like this, more of like a grunting kind of singing. It's a sing scream type thing. She doesn't do like a typical guttural, like expected vocal or a high pitched fry scream or something, which would be cool, but we've heard that a million times. And I think, you know, we're at a point again with metal music where we want to hear more nuance. I think that's what kind of sticks out. Even if that's not what you want to hear per se, it just ends up being the thing that gets the most attention when you have someone do something out of left field, you know what I mean, than just what everyone's doing right now. So I think this is really cool, man. She's a great vocalist, and I'm excited to see what else she puts out. Want to definitely hear originals. Yeah, put her on the map. She goes by the name MAPHRA, MAPHRA. And if you have any suggestions for me to check out, I'd love to give them a shout out on this channel, because I believe this channel has always been a place where I like to showcase music that people maybe have never heard of before. You know, I'd love to carry that torch in some way going forward here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Before singing vocals like this, it's important to warm up. If you're interested in warming your voice up to sing anything you want, I've created a free vocal warm-ups course you can find directly below in the description or in the pinned comment below. So if you want to learn to warm up and expand the capabilities within your voice, go check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.